African Union Communications, Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing on the progress of the special military operation as of February 11, 2026. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct the special military operation. Units of the North Force Group have improved their tactical position. Formations of 2 mechanized brigades, an assault regiment of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, and a territorial defense brigade were defeated near the settlements of Kondratovka, Miropoli, Novodmitrivka, and Khotin in Sumy Oblast. In Kharkiv Oblast, units of a heavy mechanized brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, territorial defense brigades, the National Guard, and a border detachment of the Border Service of Ukraine were defeated near the settlements of Dergachi, Malayavovchia, Petropavlivka, and Pokrovka in Kharkiv Oblast. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost over 215 service members, 15 vehicles, a Czech-made Vampire multiple launch rocket system, and a field artillery piece. 4 supply depots were destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces occupied more advantageous positions and lines. The manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized brigades, an unmanned systems brigade, and the Ukrainian Armed Forces General Staff Security Brigade were destroyed near the settlements of Borovaya, Kovalivka, Lesnaya Stenka, Monachinovka, and Nechvolodovka in the Kharkiv region. The enemy lost up to 160 service members, 3 U.S.-made HMMMWV armored vehicles, 20 vehicles, 3 artillery pieces, and 4 ammunition depots. Units of the Southern Group of Forces improved their position along the forward edge. 3 mechanized brigades, a mountain assault brigade, a motorized infantry brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, 2 Marine brigades, and a territorial defense brigade were defeated near the settlements of Dmitrovka, Konstantinovka, Malotaranovka, Nikiforovka, Slavyansk, and Yurkovka in the Donetsk People's Republic. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost more than 140 servicemen, 2 Kazakh combat armored vehicles, 14 vehicles, and 2 field artillery pieces. Units of the Center Group of Forces occupied more advantageous lines and positions. The personnel and equipment of 5 mechanized brigades, an airmobile brigade, 2 Jaeger brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, a territorial defense brigade, 3 National Guard brigades, and the Azov Special Forces Brigade were damaged near the settlements of Belitskoye, Grishino, Kucherov Yar, Svetloye, and Sergeyevka in the Donetsk People's Republic, and Novopavlivka, Novopidgorodny, and Rypol in the Dnipropetrovsk region. Ukrainian Armed Forces lost up to 315 service members, 2 armored personnel carriers, 4 armored vehicles, 7 pickup trucks, and 2 field artillery pieces. Units of the East Force Group continue to advance deep into the enemy's defenses. A mechanized assault, 2 airborne assault brigades, and 5 assault regiments of the Ukrainian Armed Forces were defeated near the settlements of Orostopol and Tikoye in Dnipropetrovsk Oblast, and Barvinovka, Komsomolskoye, Nikolskoye, Rizdvyanka, Rozovka, Samoilovka, and Charivny in Zaporizhzhia Oblast. The enemy lost over 380 servicemen, 8 armored combat vehicles, 16 vehicles, and 2 artillery pieces. Units of the Dnipro Forces Group defeated the manpower and equipment of a mountain assault brigade and an unmanned systems brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces near the settlements of Hrihorivka and Kamishevaka in Zaporizhzhia Oblast, and Antonivka and Sadovo in Kherson Oblast. Up to 45 Ukrainian Armed Forces personnel, 2 armored combat vehicles, 7 vehicles, 5 artillery pieces, including a U.S.-made 155mm M777 howitzer, 2 electronic warfare stations, and an ammunition depot were destroyed. Tactical aviation, strike drones, missile forces, and artillery of the Russian Armed Forces struck energy and transport infrastructure facilities used by the Ukrainian Armed Forces, as well as temporary deployment sites of Ukrainian armed formations and foreign mercenaries in 141 districts. Air defense systems shot down 14 guided aerial bombs, 3 U.S.-made HIMARS multiple launch rockets, and 458 fixed-wing unmanned aerial vehicles. Since the beginning of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 670 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 113,526 unmanned aerial vehicles, 650 anti-aircraft missile systems, 27,596 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,662 multiple launch rocket system combat vehicles, 33,201 field artillery pieces and mortars, 54,092 special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.